Hello again. This is going to be a quick one because I already recorded this video and it took me almost an hour to do and it corrupted. So this is not going to be that long. I'm going to zip through this and I'm sorry, but I just do not have the patience. Okay. Like I talked about things in my life in the last one. I'm not doing that this time. You get nothing from me. It's my nightmare. All right. I have to go through everything again. This is awful. So I finished 7 books in January. We're just going to start out. I'm not going to talk about them much. If you're looking for full reviews, this is not the place to get them. I don't even care about my opinions. I'm just dead. Okay, so the first book I finished was Diary of Blood by S.T. Gibson. This is going to be an interesting. I'm so done. All right. I finished this on audiobook. This is a fantasy / horror book. It's a retelling of Dracula from the point of view of one of his brides. It's pretty good. I recommend it. I finished it on the 6th of January and I gave it 4 stars. And I will put any books that are audiobooks that I do not have physically with me, I'm going to put a picture. Next book is Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie. This is pretty good. I already knew who the killers were because I'd seen the movie. They literally just made a movie like last year. So I'd already seen it. I think they did a pretty good job. Basic plot was the same. They just changed a few of the characters around. Other than that, basically the same thing. Gave it 4 stars and I finished it on the 12th. The next one. All my books are not in order anymore either. Mostly Harmless by Douglas Adams. This is the 5th book in the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series and is the last book that was written by Douglas Adams before he died. I think altogether, like not just in the series, but it was his last book. And yeah, I'll be happy to finish the series. I think this one was better than So Long and Thanks for All the Fish, which was the last one. I didn't like that one very much, but I still don't like these ones, like the other books in the series, as much as I liked the first book. So I gave this one 3 stars and I finished it on the 21st. The next book was The Martian by Andy Weir. This was 5 stars. I highly recommend. Please go read it. It was amazing. I gave it 5 stars. I just said I finished this on the 29th. Then I watched the movie and regretted my decisions. Stick to the books. Next one, House of Hunger by, see, I'm zipping through this. I was already at like 15 minutes by this point. I don't have the capacity to be able to do what I just did. And House of Hunger by Alexis Henderson. Not her best book. I liked The Year of the Witching more, but this one was still pretty solid. The ending was really good. It about 25% at the end. So 75% through, that's when it started getting okay, I can't put this down. I gave it 4 stars and I finished it on the 30th. Next one, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. This was an audiobook. No, it's trash. All of the characters are awful. My thoughts, I like ending. So my little thing, mini book reviews just have a spot for your thoughts. So I just put down what I'm thinking about the book as soon as I finish it. And what I wrote down was a book filled with characters with no redeeming qualities. And I stand by that. They're all terrible. Except for the housemaid, who's basically telling the story. Please stop romanticizing Heathcliff. He's an awful, toxic, abusive person. Gave it 2 stars. Finished it on the 31st. Last book, The Third Kingdom by Terry Goodkind. This is the 13th book, I believe, maybe, I don't know. In the Sword of Truth series. I only have 2 left. Hopefully I'll be done with it by like halfway through the year. I think I'm reading one like every other month, so it should only take me like 4 more months to finish the series. The first half was boring, the second half was good, so I gave it 3 stars. Finished it on the 31st too. I feel like my first video was so good too. I made a lot of jokes, and I just don't have it in me. So I finished 7 books, 2 audiobooks, 5 physical books. I started 1 book that I did not finish, but it wasn't like scheduled to be read in January, so who cares? It is Equal Rights by Terry Pratchett. It's the next book in the Discworld series for me. I've been reading those just kind of like here and there. And then I bought 3 books. Unmasked by Paul Holes on Audible. This is a nonfiction. I'm pretty sure it's a nonfiction book about serial killers. And then Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo, also on Audible. And this is the second book in the Alex Stern series. And then Equal Rights by Terry Pratchett on Kindle. And then I'm intending to read 7 books in February as well. So, starting with The Golden Compass. I've never read these books, but I've seen the movie. I know the movie, like, a lot of people consider it trash, but I have seen the movie, and I've seen, like, bits and pieces of the TV show, but I don't want to watch the TV show until I'm done with these books. And I do own all of them. Well, technically, my boyfriend owns all of them, so far I'm liking it. Next thing is Sorrowland. Don't remember who the author is, but I will put the cover up here. I have that one on Audible. I have no idea what it's about. I'm sure I did at one point, but by this point, no clue. Next thing, Wide Window by Lemony Snicket. This is the 3rd book in a series of unfortunate events. I'm rereading these books. Well, re-listening to the books because I'm doing them on Audible. And this is the first one that's not narrated by Tim Curry, which is really disappointing. I love Tim Curry's just voice and his aesthetic. This one, it says that it's narrated by Lemony Snicket, but I don't know who that actually is, if it's actually the author of the books or if it's like some person who was just hired to be Lemony Snicket, because if you don't know, Lemony Snicket is a pen name. It's the next book is The ABC Murders, which is the next book in this. There are 3 books in here, even though it says Death in the Nile on the front. There are technically 3 books in here. And I don't know what the ABC Murders is technically about. I don't know the main plot of it. So I'll actually be surprised by the killer, which is nice. Next one is Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. Doing that one on Audible. And Another Thing by Ian Colfer. This is the last book in The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I will be very happy to be done with this series finally. And then the last book is The Daughter of Dr. Moreau by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I read Mexican Gothic a few years ago. It's very good. I was very impressed with it. I think this book's slightly different though because that book was a horror book and I believe this one's just science fiction. I don't think it's a horror book. I could be wrong on that though. Alright, that's it. You're gonna get 45 minutes unedited. I would have edited it down, so probably would have been like at least half an hour of me talking, and then my computer decided to just be stupid. Whatever. So that's my February. I hope that you guys all have a good February. I will see you next time, and hopefully I'll actually be able to get like a decent video out because I can't do it again. So yeah. I wish you no computer troubles. Goodbye.